Thank you and welcome to the panel. Thank you for showing up today. I know there's a lot of great matches to watch, so we really appreciate your time. This is something we haven't really tried before, and it's sort of experimental, and I hope it works out, but we're going to play it by ear. It's going to involve a bit of translation, but basically the concept here is two things. First, I'll run you down what we're going to do, and then I'll tell you why I think this is worth doing. First, we're going to run through a match from EVO 2010. And, well, first, before I get into that, let's introduce our panelists and say thank you. First and foremost, of course, well, I'm Seth Killian from Capcom. Hi, everybody. But Capcom aside, I'm from Planet Street Fighter. This is my life. It's what I love, and thinking about the mind of players and watching what they do is very near and dear to my heart. So obviously, I'm joined here by the star of the show, Mr. Daigo Umehara, EVO 2009, 2010 champion, holding it down. Also joined by Mr. Nicholas Inabnit, NKI, better known as NKI, and Ryan Fubarduck Harvey. What we needed here was not just translation from English to Japanese and back. We needed people who are also experts in Street Fighter. This is very difficult to do, so both of these guys have agreed to help us out, and we'll be tagging in where appropriate if we think there's some ambiguity. So this is a very tricky task because we're going to go a little bit inside baseball here, as they say. But we'll see how it goes, and thanks for bearing with us. And again, I want to keep this informal and casual, so at the end we'll try and turn it over to some questions. But what I want to do here is run through a match from EVO 2010. It's not a finals match, but it was a match a number of you may remember. It was a match with Daigo where he faced off against Lamerboy, one of NorCal's great Guile players. And we'll watch the match here, and it did not go well for Lamerboy, but I thought it was a really interesting match for a lot of reasons, and so I wanted to ask Daigo about a few of the key points and just go through the match slowly. So the objective here is not just to rewatch old matches, although I think we all enjoy doing that, but really the objective here is to show that even though Umehara is such a great player and so strong, what he's doing isn't magic. He's got the same skills as many of the people here in the room, technically, and in terms of physical ability and things like that. What he does, when I've talked to him in matches before, is just smart. He's just smart. He's looking for things in a different way. He's seeing things in players, in situations that other people might not be seeing, might not be recognizing. So the objective here isn't to go, oh, Daigo, you're so great. That's not it at all. The whole objective is to show Daigo is just like the rest of us, and there are things that you can do just like Daigo does and make yourself into a better player and smarter and looking for the right kind of things when your matches are going down. So the way I want to do this is we're going to run through the match. We'll watch it once just so Daigo and the rest of our translators can familiarize themselves with what we saw. So we'll watch through the match all the way. I asked for direct feed from EVO. They wouldn't give it to me. It's very tight. I'm very disappointed with those guys. So we actually have the YouTube video, which we'll play here. But you guys get the point. It's not about the fidelity. It's about what's going on with the match. So we'll just watch it through once, and then we're going to run back through it with Daigo, and we're going to pause at some critical moments and try and investigate what's going on and get his thoughts on certain tight situations. So without further ado, Daigo versus Lamerboy, Evolution 2010. Really powered up his game here in Super Street Fighter 4. Really one of NorCal's strongest players. Umehara, of course, is known for playing Guile as well in Super. So he'll know this match quite well. But I actually think this is advantage Guile versus Ryu. You know, a lot of players will say when the game came out, Guile's charge time on his Sonic Booms was shortened, and a lot of players said now Guile pulls even in Fireball Wars. And you know, I would disagree with that, because Guile builds meters so quickly for his Sonic Booms that he'll have an EX before you do. So I would say actually that Guile wins these wars. And I think that's exactly right, which is the first, and there we're seeing exactly this. Lamerboy drawing blood there with the back fist and the EX boom. Daigo trying to get inside and getting sent back out by Lamerboy. And we've also seen Lamerboy fearless and competing at the highest levels. So you got to like his odds. This is not going to be a thrill ride of a match. It's going to be a bit of a grind. But again, very high tension. And the crowd really feeling it here for Lamerboy. They went crazy at the beginning and now hushed silence because they see Lamerboy making big progress here against Daigo.
Daigo's not the kind of player who's going to get intimidated by taking damage. He's using his life meter as like currency to push Lamerboy into the corner because he knows he's not going to win against him in the middle of the screen. But once he gets him in the corner,
there's going to be the pressure. Yep. We're going to see if he can make hay out of it.
There it was.
There it is. Wow. Great punish there from Daigo.
That should close it out.
Oh, Lamer Boy going for too risky of a move there. I'm not sure I
That
like
blast kick he may have cracked a little bit under Daigo's own relatively stable pressure. You know, just the fact that you're up against the beast.
Daigo is certainly willing. He's shown us this many times over the years to just go slow in a match.
Yep.
Push slowly forward, like you said, Seth. Push you slowly into the corner. Or I'm sorry, James.
And that's where the magic will happen.
And he knows that's where it'll happen. And he's so solid, he can turn a single hit into a huge combo.
All right, Lamer Boy off to a great start here so far. Ate a couple of fireballs, moving towards the corner, and you don't want to be jumping at the beast.
Oh, nice overhead there. Every little damage is going to help Daigo because one combo can get him the victory. But it's not going to happen this round. Lamer Boy takes round 2.
Our first match, and you know, we said this was going to be slow and maybe a bit lame from Lamer Boy. This has been pretty exciting. This is both players putting a lot of pressure on each other. Yeah, there's a lot of projectiles on the screen, but both players are very active where you can see their game plan. They're not just aimlessly chucking fireballs at each other.
Now Lamer Boy's going to have to be very careful because Daigo has a full meter.
There it is.
Oh, and managed to block it in time.
And it's dead even now. Daigo dashing in, eats EX. Nice read. That was the same read he tried to make at the end of last match. Oh, big punish.
That combo new in Super, by the way.
Yep.
And one of my favorites.
Yep.
Is that good? It is.
Whoa.
Both men throwing. Daigo walked out of throw range. Dead even. Anybody's match. Lamer Boy really putting him on notice.
Oh.
Daigo possibly going for the walk-up throw there.
It is something that we've seen Daigo do quite a few times, is that he will just walk towards someone. I've seen him walk from half screen, almost three-quarter screen forward, and just throw people.
He gets that respect from people. People imagine something's going to happen. Can you imagine what the crowd is going to do if Lamer Boy can pull this off and put Daigo one game down? And he's really grinding it out. Daigo looks very comfortable, but so does Lamer Boy.
Like we said, Guile builds a lot of meter really fast.
Daigo's going to have to do something here. Lamer Boy quite content in his position. Oh, that was a terrible mental break. I think Lamer Boy anticipated he couldn't possibly be expecting this. Daigo just sat there and then served the lunch that he was served on the tray by Lamer Boy. That's terrible. All right, let's get into match 1 here before we watch the continuation of the match. So, push the rewind button here, back up to the beginning. So, let's just watch here for a few seconds as the match starts. And I'm going to ask Daigo. Daigo can pause at any time, but he's very humble guy, so he's not going to want to point out anything. So I'll leave it to me.
Well.
And if something that you guys see that you're interested in talking about, by all means, raise your hands, and we'll try and answer that question as well. So enjoy. Let's watch some Street Fighter like I watch Street Fighter. Nerd
But
style.
I actually think this is advantage Guile versus Ryu. You know, a lot of players will say when the game came out, Guile's charge time on his Sonic Booms was shortened, and a lot of players said now Guile pulls even in Fireball Wars, and you know, I would disagree with that.
So this is how it's going to go. So right there, we saw Daigo doing, the focus attack here.
Now Guile pulls even in Fireball Wars,
here?
and you know, I would disagree with that.
Why the focus? The back and roundhouse. You see Guile representing back and roundhouse. So this is a game of delicate ranges and strengths and fireballs. Guile from across the screen can not only hold his own in a fireball war, he can actually win it. Now he's in this magic range where Guile has certain options. They would include things like, because again, Street Fighter is a game of mind games. I know what you're going to do, so as a result, I'm able to do the counter, unless you're not actually going to do what I think you're going to do. But in this case, from this range, basically, Guile has a couple of options without a charge, as he'd already thrown a Sonic Boom in that situation. He can back and roundhouse, or he can back fist. So you see Daigo representing the focus attack here right now. This is going to be a theme throughout the match, which you might not have even noticed the first time around. But I'd like to get that's what I think he's doing. Let's ask Daigo what he's doing here with this focus attack, which clearly is not going to hit. He's out of range of Guile, so he's predicting something. He's got to have something in his head. Let's see what's in his head. You can talk into the mic in case there's Japanese speakers.
ガイルが今ソニックブームを打った後でためがもうない状態だから、攻めてくるとしたら、立ち台キックか、 立ち台たち、裏剣ありますよね、わかりますよね、裏剣のどちらかしかないなと。だからこのちょっと離れた距離でその技を振るのかどうかを様子見で、まあ、もし相手が大キック打ってきてくれたらラッキーだなぐらいの、そんなになんていうか確信持って出してるわけじゃないけど、まあ、どういう相手かまだわからないから様子見で、まあ、出してみたっていう感じです。はい。
So this was a situation where Guile had just thrown a sonic boom, so he was in a situation where he had no charge. And in that situation, Guile has a couple of options. Of course, he doesn't know exactly what he's going to do, but he figures the biggest possibilities are a standing roundhouse or a back fist. And of course, both of those are one hit, so he's doing the focus attack, throwing it out there to play it by ear. He's going to see what comes out, and if one of those predicted moves comes out, he's going to let go of the focus, and if not, he's going to backdash to safety.